Hi everyone, it's Vesper. Welcome back to video number 2 out of what may be a series of 3 videos that I'm making prior to starting HRT. If you haven't seen my last video, it's about HRT and being diagnosed as GID in Japan. You may want to check it out before watching this one. This video will be about my feelings ahead of going on T after about 4 years of talking and thinking about it, and I will also talk a bit about my plans going forward in documenting my changes on T. I feel like I'm in a unique position with this channel because I've been on YouTube documenting my life, thoughts, experiences for 4 years prior to even starting T. So there's all of that context, I guess. Whereas a lot of people often create their channel around the time that they're going to start HRT specifically to document their changes on HRT. So you may or may not have as much context prior to that HRT, whereas I have 4 years of baggage with this channel. I don't want to call it baggage, but there's 4 years of context to it, I guess. Actually, if you were to go back through those 4 years of baggage, I mean context, you would see that I have not always wanted HRT, or at least not like I do now. My feelings about HRT have changed over the course of these years, and actually in making this video I decided to go back over and painstakingly look through my old videos so that I could throw some things into this video to show you just how much things have changed. Anyway, let's rewind the clock. Let's go back to when I first started talking about my gender on this channel, which was 2013. Welcome to QueerAsCat. My name is nighstar and this is Faye. When it comes to gender, it's hard for me to put it into words because, you know, I know exactly what I am, how I feel, but just any words that I use are inadequate. I feel that I am not male, neither am I female. I am not a mix of male and female. I'm not like if there was a gender continuum with male on one end and female on the other. I'm not in the middle. I'm nowhere on this at all. I'm completely outside of it. And I've also talked a lot in the past about different types of dysphoria, both in regards to myself and my own personal experiences and in general. For those of you who don't know, there are generally considered to be 2 types of dysphoria. One is the more commonly known physical dysphoria. And physical dysphoria means that dysphoria is a direct result of one's physical body. The second type of dysphoria is social dysphoria. And social dysphoria is when dysphoria is a direct result of society and how they view you or how they gender you, how they treat you, how they perceive you. I actually don't suffer from that much dysphoria, or at least not that much of the type of dysphoria that is most commonly talked about. And by that I mean I generally suffer from social dysphoria. And most people, when they say dysphoria, they are talking about physical dysphoria. I've noticed actually that the more that I get into gender-related issues and the more solid that I am in my feelings towards my own gender identity as gender neutral or neutral, the more my dysphoria seems to increase. No matter what I do, unless I get rid of everything that society would associate with femininity, then I'm going to be misgendered. And even if I get rid of the femininity, then people might default to thinking that I'm masculine or male, and I'm not. And so, yeah. And even the many different more specific types of dysphoria that people have, like chest dysphoria, bottom dysphoria, hair dysphoria, height dysphoria, all that stuff, all of those are then further categorized as one or the other, body dysphoria or social dysphoria. And I feel like dysphoria can't easily be as dissected as people make it out to be. There is no clear-cut line where one type of dysphoria is body and the other is social. It really annoys me when people act like one thing can only be connected with one other thing. Chest dysphoria can only be body dysphoria. They act like body dysphoria or internal dysphoria is the legit dysphoria. Social dysphoria, that's not real dysphoria. People go around policing other people's identities and crap because they feel like their dysphoria experience is superior or more real than someone else's. It just really pisses me off. There can be overlap and complete separation between types of dysphoria, and those types of dysphoria can apply to the same thing. Chest dysphoria is not exclusively body dysphoria. I see a lot of people overplaying dysphoria as if it's black and white. You have body or social. You can have both, but they're in relation to different parts of your body or identity. They don't overlap at all. I'm tired of hearing that, so yeah, here's the rant about that. It wasn't until December 2014, apparently, that I first started talking about HRT on this channel in regards to myself. HRT, I am so torn about this. On one hand, I am very much interested in pursuing a low dosage of hormones because I really want to deepen my voice. I have a lot of surrounding my voice to the point of not wanting to rewatch my own videos because I can't stand my voice. And I also would like to alter some physical features that I have. However, I am scared, I am terrified of some of the other things that come along with HRT, like facial hair. Seriously, if I were to ever be on HRT and I were to develop facial hair, it would be as dysphoric for me as menstruation. Maybe even more so because I've dealt with menstruation for a while now, but facial hair, I don't know. I just like can't handle the thought of myself having facial hair. Seriously, that is the #1 thing, as stupid as that may sound, stopping me from looking into HRT is facial hair. On top of that, I am also really afraid of being perceived as a black male, because let's face it, being perceived as a black male can be fucking dangerous, and if you don't think so, you're in fucking denial and you are out of touch with reality. And it's not even just being perceived as a black male. I don't know how I would handle being perceived and treated as male by society in general, because I am not male and I'm not female either. However, I have 29 years of life experience being treated as female. I can cope to some regard as being treated like female, but being treated like male, that's like foreign territory, and it is totally terrifying, and I don't know if I can handle that. And I still, to this day, do not know how I'm going to handle that. I don't feel like I can handle that. That is something that I am super, super stressed about, honestly. My feelings about that obviously have not changed at all. I feel exactly the same way now. And apparently I went through all of 2015 without talking about HRT on this channel at all until this video that I made in February 2016, where I revisited and reconsidered HRT in Japan. I've been going back and forth on the hormone things because sometimes I really wish I already was on hormones, and then other times I feel like I can survive without it because I don't want to take the risk of getting like facial hair growth. Talked about this before, but I think that facial hair will make me dysphoric because I really don't want facial hair. And in Japan, I don't know how difficult it will be to be going through physical changes at a job, on the job. To get hormones in Japan, you have to jump through a million fucking hoops. Generally, it can take a year from seeing someone to actually getting your first prescription. I would want to do low dose, but I don't think that's doable in Japan because Japan is not flexible and you cannot even administer hormones yourself. Maybe I will pursue hormones within the next 2 years. Maybe within like less than a year. It just depends on timing. And then a bit over a year ago, after Trump's election, I made this video. You know, I've talked about in previous videos how I might want to pursue HRT hormones, low-dose hormones, and I've come to a point where I'm pretty certain that that's something that I want to do, but it looks like I'm gonna have to pursue that in Japan now, and that is something I have said multiple times that I really do not want to do because pursuing hormones in Japan is not the ideal for various reasons, but it looks like I have no choice now. So I'm thinking I'm going to start hormones within the next year, probably as soon as May or June or something. Try and get a head start on that before I go into a new job in November or December. So anxious and conflicted about everything. I never wanted to pursue hormones in Japan. It is something that I wanted to avoid, if at all possible, but now it seems completely unavoidable. And I'm not happy about that, I'm not. 2016 Vesper had such hopes, such plans that all went down the fucking drain a couple of months after I made that video when I found out that I was losing my job. Yep. life. But yeah, that's where I've been for the past year, basically. It really does feel like I've been sitting on this HRT thing for literally forever now. And then suddenly things have gone from 0 to 100k miles per hour in just the last couple of weeks when I finally got off my ass and started taking control of the damn situation. Because I just cannot sit on my ass any longer. And I have made at least a little progress in other areas of my life over the past year, and so I feel like it's now or never because I just can't wait any longer. I literally could be on T right now, could have already started, except timing. I have a lot on my plate at work right now coming towards the end of the year, and I'm going to be traveling home to the States to visit family in 2 weeks. Oh my god. Visiting my family is its own set of emotions, drama, potential trauma, and it would be very unwise to have shit literally messing with my hormones during that time. So I'm putting off starting T until I get back to Japan and things have cooled off at least a little bit before I start. So that means I'll probably be starting early to mid-January. But yeah, I'm waiting, but that wait won't be more than a month now because I'm going to fucking start 2018 off right. I've decided that. Anyway, my fears and my various other feelings that I have about starting HRT, all of that has not really changed at all over the years. Going back through those videos, not really anything has changed. The only thing that really has changed is that I've resigned myself to taking the bad with the good in order to get from where I am now to closer to where I want to be. It just took me 4 years to get there. Recently, I sat down and wrote down a list of do-wants and don't-wants in regards to starting HRT. Don't know how well you can see this, probably not well at all, but anyways, I did make a list in my super queer notebook. Yay, I have lots of notebooks. All of them are queer, but this one's super queer. And yeah, that's what I do. I journal, I doodle. That's pretty much how this channel came about, actually. But anyways, my list, this is what I had on it. Do want, voice change. Don't want, voice change that's too deep. Do want, facial masculization. Don't want, facial hair growth. Do want, no more monthly hell. Don't want heightened libido. And I can make a whole separate video about libido stuff, and I probably will at some point. Do want to not be readily read as female anymore. Don't want to be readily read as male. Don't want acne. Oh my fuck, who wants acne? Oh my god, that's gonna be so, I don't know how to deal with acne. And then neither do or don't want, kind of beam you on the fence about. Fat redistribution. Yeah, I want the fat to not be in such feminine places on my body, but I also don't want a beer gut, and I have quite a lot of fat going on, so yeah, I'm not looking forward to that beer gut. I need to join a gym or something, or start jogging. And another is smell change. I don't give a fuck one way. I would prefer not to have smell change happen, but I'm not devastated when it does. And one other one is increase in appetite, because I don't want to be hungrier than I am already. I don't see that as a good thing. I don't know. But we all know that fact of the matter is that you don't get to choose what you do and don't get on HRT. And it'll be interesting seeing what I do actually end up getting on HRT and how I do actually respond or deal with or cope with that, if it's good or bad. If facial hair will actually be as dysphoric for me as I anticipate it being, we'll see, only time can tell. There's just one more really important thing at this point, and that's that I do want to start low dose HRT, low dose specifically. I've talked about this in all of my videos, I think, whenever I talk about HRT on this channel. I want low dose, but in Japan, low dose doesn't seem to be an option, and that's what's really got me right now. In Japan, you generally are not allowed to administer your own HRT. You have to go to a clinic, a doctor has to administer it for you. That means a doctor is in control of your dosage. Japan is very much a land of doing things by the book, following the guidelines, not deviating from the standard or the norm at all, especially when it comes to medical stuff, I feel like. I have yet to be able to find any precedent for people being able to customize their dosage of tea, and by that I mean getting a doctor to administer tea in any other dosage than what it comes supplied in. And it comes supplied in dosages of 125 milligrams and than 250 milligrams. And yeah, those are really big numbers, especially compared to what I see others administering to themselves on YouTube. People who are in America, Australia, wherever, they're starting out at like dosages of 20 mg. And here I am faced with 125 mg in Japan. That's just like, that is not low dose HRT at all. That is like, that was probably my end goal, if anything. So I'm kind of really torn about that, because I feel like changes might start happening a lot quicker than I had anticipated that I might be comfortable with. So in that regard, I'm probably going to take a start and stop approach to tea in Japan, in that I'll start and continue for as long as I feel comfortable, but then stop and give myself a chance to breathe and take in the changes that are happening when I feel like it's going too fast, and then maybe go back on tea if I feel the need to go back on at that point. I don't know. I can't really see myself being on tea for longer than 6 months consecutively at this point, especially with such a relatively high dosage. It's going to be a battle just to stop the doctor from upping my starting dose at 125 to 250, because they're going to want to do the standardized, okay, start out at 125, go up to 250 and then stay there. But I don't want to go up to 250, and Japanese doctors are just like, ah. This is why I never wanted to do HRT in this godforsaken country. I mean, ugh. I have such bad experiences with Japanese doctors. Don't even get me started. This is probably gonna be a long series of more bad experiences with doctors, but we'll see. All I can do is do my best in this damn country. Having said that, I've never ever intended to be on tea indefinitely. I will be on tea for as long as I need to get to where I want to be, or as close to it, and then it has served its purpose. I will not be on tea anymore after that. Going forward in terms of this channel and documenting my journey on tea, I do intend to make maybe weekly updates at first, but that seems like a lot of work, probably even from the start. Monthly updates specifically about the changes that I've noticed on tea, and I probably will take a selfie a day and do eventually that collage that you've seen many YouTubers do, where they take a picture every day and then put it all together into one video to show the changes that they went through throughout a year. I'll probably do something like that. Just look forward to monthly updates, blah blah blah, along with my normal video content. Anyways, this is my second to last video for 2017, since I do intend to get up one more, but after that, I will be AFK in America, trying to survive reverse culture shock and my family and all of that jazz. And if you guys have any plans for the holidays, please feel free to share in the comments. What will you do for the holidays? Are you having to survive the holidays with your family too? If so, solidarity, because I am right there with you. All the solidarity. But even if you have actual fun plans for the holidays, please feel free to share in the comments. I love to hear what you guys are up to. And thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Calcifer, as always, has been glaring at me this entire time, so let's give him a little spotlight. Hey, Calcifer, say hi. You're on the video. Jeez. So rude. Tapped his food dish. That got his attention. Hello. Say hi. No? He just like, what's this big ass thing?